Newsfirst Charlene Benedict is now ready to make a revelation on the illegal appointment of around 4,000 sports coaches. Charlene, over to you.
2017, the Education Ministry made a request from the Public Services Commission requesting to recruit 353 sports trainers to national schools. Now, the Public Services Commission subsequently approved this request. The Education Ministry made recommendations to the Public Services Commission, which was also approved on the qualifications that should be possessed by potential candidates who could be recruited as sports trainers to national schools. These recommendations included 6 passes at the GCE Ordinary Level Examination, only 6 passes at the GCE Ordinary Level Examination, and also they have to hold a certificate that certifies that they have won a place at a zonal, provincial or national level sports event. Now, the Education Ministry, however, has taken steps to recruit a thumping 3,880 sports trainers under the guise or under the initial approval that was granted for the recruitment of only 353 sports trainers. Now, what more, in the year 2018, the Line Ministry, which is the Education Ministry, has instructed the provincial councils to absorb the excess amount of teachers. Now, remember that the Line Ministry or the Education Ministry has permission from the Public Services Commission to recruit only 353 teachers, but they have now recruited 3,880 teachers, and the appointment letters are due to be presented at Temple Trees tomorrow under the auspices of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Now, when in 2018 recommendations were made, or a proposal was made to the provincial councils to absorb them into the remaining schools, which are not national schools in the country, the provincial councils rejected this. They said it is the Line Ministry that has recruited these teachers, and therefore it is the Line Ministry's duty to assign them to schools that fall under the Line Ministry. And the provincial councils went on to say that they do not have financial allocations to pay these teachers. The provincial councils also said that these teachers are not trained enough, and therefore the provincial councils cannot bear the responsibility and the cost incurred to train these teachers. Now, at a time when many of the provincial councils in Sri Lanka have come to a natural end, provincial council elections have not been held, so there are no provincial councils in the country, but the Uva Provincial Council is still functional. This government is trying to recruit this 3,880 sports trainers, or so-called sports trainers, by the approval that they got to recruit only 353 sports trainers. Now, the provincial councils, of course, have rejected this, and they've said that they cannot absorb the remaining amount of teachers to their schools. Recently, an additional secretary sent a letter to the zonal directors requesting them to send into the Line Ministry vacancies for PT teachers. Now, this is a different position from sports trainer. PT teachers, it's a teacher level position that is there at these schools, and it's funny how people who've just passed 6 subjects at the ordinary level examination and have a medal at a zonal, provincial or a national sports event can be recruited or assigned to certain schools as teachers. Can these people be given the responsibility of educating children on physical training? This is a separate subject, and teachers that are recruited for this subject have been specifically trained on how to teach these students. Now, the problem lies therein. The education sector in this country isn't like any other business that's operating in this country. It's not like the Ceylon Electricity Board. It's not like the Water Board, where many instances in the past have been reported where jobs have been simply offered especially during election times, as a bribe to the general public. This is a similar situation, but the implications are way more serious than any other institution in the country. This is the future of the children of the country that we're speaking about. This is the future of the country that is being put at stake. Now, what more, these teachers who are to receive, or these physical trainers who are to receive their appointment letters from Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe at the Temple Trees tomorrow will also be brought to the location to receive their appointment letters by transportation services provided by the government itself. The government has allocated certain buses that will provide transport to these teachers to receive their appointment letters from Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Now, what is furthermore questioning is the fact that Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe went to many schools in the country and he made a statement. He kept on making statements saying that he refined the education sector in the country. He contributed so much to the education in the sector in the country, and that his legacy is that he has left back teachers who are properly trained to educate the children of the country. But the things that are happening right now speaks in the opposite direction. It's a 180-degree turn from what he promised and what he said that he has done. Of course, the appointment letters are already scheduled to be handed over to these teachers tomorrow, but of course their fate still hangs in the balance. Will the provincial councils accept these teachers and assign them to the schools that fall under the purview of the provincial councils? Or will the line ministry have to assign all this more than 3,000 teachers at national schools? How will they do it? We will continue to report this to the general public.